Hi, so welcome to this week's video, and this week I'm going to do a 10-minute joystick swap over. So I've picked up this PlayStation 5 controller locally for £15, and the issue is the left joystick is got some major drift. The right one's not too bad, but if we're swapping one, we might as well swap both of them. So I'm going to swap them out for Hall Effect sticks, so we might as well swap them out for better ones, which aren't going to have any stick drift in the future. So these are the sticks that I'm going for. I bought them from Amazon, I'll leave a link in the description. And this is the new tool that I've discovered. So this is the de-soldering iron. So you simply line it all up, it'll desolder all of the pins at the same time, and you should be able to pop out and swap over. So we'll get our iFixit kit out. So first things first, we need to get a lipper and remove this black cover. So we just simply get it underneath each of the corners, lift it up, and then you just peel up, and then the whole front fascia comes off. Then you get a lipper again under the shoulder buttons, and it just pops up that side, and then same on the other side, pop it up again. And then we've got 4 Phillips head screws. So we remove this one on the top, and then same again on the other side. So we just take them 2 out. And then at the bottom is 2 more screws under the cover we just removed. All the screws are the same, so there's no worries about mixing them up. Then we just got our lipper again and remove these 2 catches. And then you just simply have to separate the front from the back. So nothing's attached to the back, but it is all clipped on, so you just need to give it a bit of a tougher pull, and then it'll pull away. So it comes away, as you can see. First thing we do is disconnect the battery. So it just simply lifts up and then just carefully remove it. Try not to tug on the wires too much because that will cause damage. We've got 1 screw in the middle. We just remove that. So the battery holder will be removed, but it has got a ribbon cable connected to, I think, a speaker just there. So we can take that out altogether. And then we've got another ribbon cable here connected to another speaker. And then we've got a couple of ribbon cables on the sides. So that one there, we pop that one out. And then we've got this main one that goes to the motherboard at the top. So that one just slides out. So they're all the same, they all slide. There's catches either side that keep the motherboard in place. So you just need to carefully push them to the side. And as you're pushing them, push on the joysticks underneath and it will raise it up. So this is the board we need to move. But we need to remove these wires to begin with. So different boards have different amount of wires. Some have 2, this one's got 4. So just take a picture so you can remember where the wires go back, making sure they go in the right locations. So just desolder all these 4 wires. And then just move them away, and then same on the other side. I've made sure to take a picture so I'll remember where to put them back, because I always forget where they go back in the correct positions. Just be very careful you're not touching any of the surround, you don't want to be melting any of the plastic casing, making a bit of a mess of it. Then the board simply lifts out, and then we're part way there. So we just need to flip it over. These caps just carefully pull off, there's nothing to them. And now these are the joysticks that we're going to want to remove. So first thing that I do is we'll flip it over, and then I'm going to apply a little bit of flux. So I'll apply flux to all of the port pins that I'm going to be removing. And then I'm going to come with a big tip soldering iron and some fresh solder. And then this will liven up all the solder, so it will make it a little bit easier to melt when we come in with our new desoldering tool. And then we do the same on the other side. So fresh flux, go around all the pins, apply a little bit more solder, make sure all the pins are being refreshed. And then, as I said, it will make it a lot easier when we're going to remove it. Just give it a little clean of isopropyl. We try and keep cleaning as we go along. It makes it easier to keep on top of it at the end. And now I'm going to set my soldering iron at 360 degrees C. So I don't want to go too high, but I'll start with 360. We could always turn it up if we need to. I think it will take a little bit longer to warm up due to the size. But this is the first time I've ever done it, so I'll just line it all up on the pins, push on, and then give it a wiggle, and then the joystick comes out a lot easier than I was expecting, and a lot quicker. Then we just need to line up the desoldering iron with the new joystick, So we want to make sure the joystick pins are all lined up. We want to make sure that the soldering iron is lined up on the back, and as long as they're both lined up, then the joystick should push into place, which it does. So just to double check, I'll remove the motherboard from the clamp to have a little look, and then as you can see, it's all fitting flush. It's not sitting at an angle in any way, it's all good. And then we'll do the same on the other side, put the desoldering iron on the back, and then it comes out within seconds. And then just make sure you try and line the pins up as best as you can. Make sure that you can line the soldering iron up the best you can at the same time, and as long as they're both lined up as perfectly as they should be, then the new joystick will push into place. And then we'll get out and give it a quick check, and then that one's perfect as well, so I'm happy with that. So we'll have a little closer look under the microscope, and as you can see, some of the joints aren't quite perfect, probably due to the way I was wiggling it around a little bit too much. So all we need to do is come with some fresh flux, put it on all the pads, and then a big tipped iron with plenty of solder, and then we'll come in and then we'll refresh all of the solder, make sure all the joints have got plenty of solder on them. So do it for all of the pins on this side, and then we'll do the same for the other side. Plenty of flux, plenty of solder. You can't have too much solder on these. The more the better, makes it nice and solid, and then that'll make it all nice and strong, and we can tidy it up in a minute. So once that's done, we'll come with some isopropyl again and give it a good clean. We don't want any stickiness on the board, we want it to be all nice and clean before we put it back together. So now we'll get the board, we'll pop these caps back on. While it's all apart, it's probably recommended to give it all a good clean, get rid of any of the dirtiness around the joysticks themselves or around the casing, and then just pop it back into place. Do your best you can to try and remove all the ribbon cables and all the wires that need soldering. You don't want anything getting trapped. And then if you can remember, or you go back to your picture, just make sure you solder all these wires back into the correct positions. Otherwise you may have some issues with certain features not working later on. So we'll solder all these 4 wires on this side, and then we'll do the same again on the other side. As I said before, be very careful. You don't want to be angled too much, and you don't want to be melting any of the plastic casing. So they're all soldered into place. We just move some of the ribbon cables, and then use your tweezers or your fingers, whatever's easiest, to position them into place and push them all in. Make sure they all go nice and securely. Then the battery cover goes back in, so that just goes into there, and then we've got one screw in the middle, and then we'll reconnect the battery, just tuck the wires underneath, pop it into place, and that fits in nice and perfect. And then we've got one ribbon cable that's on the battery holder, push that in. So what you need to do is hook it on the top bit. So these 2 shoulder buttons, you need to hook it round there, and as long as they're in place like that, you can then just clip it round, clip it there, clip it there, clip it on the 2 catches. Make sure it's all flush. If it's not, you need to take it back apart and double check it, and then we can pop our screws back in. So 2 in the top, 2 in the bottom, screw them in nice and tight. Your shoulder buttons, just line them up and then just push them in, they'll click back into place. Make sure they're the right way round, make sure they're the right side. And then the front fascia, you just hook the 2 corner pieces underneath where the touchpad is, and then push down in the middle, and then feed it around the side and push in the corners. And then that's it, pretty much done. All feels good, all looked good, we just need to give it a test. So we'll go back to Gamepad Tester, all the links for these will be in the description, and then we'll give it a quick test. And as you can see, there's a little bit of a variance in it. So there's a DualShock calibration tool that you can use. So I'll also leave the link in the description for this. And then there's a few different settings that you can do to censor it a little bit more, try and make it a little bit more accurate. So it's very self-explanatory, very easy to do. Just follow along of the on-screen instructions. But as you can see, this is a game-changing way now to swap joysticks over. In the past, it used to take around about 10-20 minutes just to do 2 sticks on its own. Now they come out within seconds. I'd say with a little bit more practice, I'd probably be able to take both sticks out within a couple of minutes. So hopefully you found this video informative. Hopefully it's going to help you. All the links that you require will be in the description. Thanks very much for watching. Please like, comment and subscribe.